Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a yoga class which is titled Stress Less and Stretch More, or Stretch More and Stress Less, whichever way around I've worded it. And it's basically a little reflection of my mood today. So things were just going a little bit wrong this morning, and I've decided to get myself out of that bad mood, out of that stress mindset, and I'm going to come up here, film for you. We're going to stretch together, we're going to de-stress together. So these are my favorite de-stressing yoga poses that help to release stress, not just from the physical body, because when we're stressed, the stress manifests into tension in the muscles, into knots and into tightness, but we're also going to release that stress from the energetic body, so that we have our little energy channels in our body which our energy flows through. And when we're stressed and we're anxious and we're feeling lethargic and down and just not in the best mood, this energy often becomes blocked. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of movement into the body to clear that energy, to allow it to flow through, and you'll see hopefully a shift in your mood, in your stress levels, in your anxiety after this class. So we're in it together, guys. Not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but yoga for me, and hopefully for you as well, it definitely helps. It's my go-to when I'm feeling stressed. You don't need any props for this. We're gonna take it nice and gentle, but get a good deep stretch into the body and stay nice and present and aware. So without further ado, grab your mat and let's get started. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it, to subscribe to stay updated. I do my very, very best to post out 3 videos every week for you guys. Thank you. Okay, my lovelies, we're gonna start in our thunderbolt pose. So just come to the end of your mat. If this is uncomfortable, you can sit onto a block or onto a cushion. We're just gonna let the hands rest onto the tops of the thighs. Let your eyes close. And just take a moment to find your flow of breath. On an inhale, lengthening the spine, sitting up a little taller. And as you exhale, just soften the shoulders, relax the face, and start to bring your attention, your awareness inwards, just to your body, noticing how it feels today, noticing the breath, the natural rhythm of the inhale and the exhale. So you are pulling your attention away from the past that has been and gone, away from the future that has not yet arrived. And either in the past or the future is where our worries, where our stresses, our anxieties tend to reside, tend to come from. When we're completely present and aware just with the body, with the breath, then we're in the now. Our mind is in a place of peace. So I want you to set an intention for this practice, to keep your mind in that place of peace. Every time it wanders, which it will, just guide it back to the breath, to the pose, to all the different sensations arising in the physical body. From here, we're just going to slowly bring the fingertips down either side of the knees, tucking the toes underneath, and we're going to roll it into a ragdoll. This is one of my favorite poses for when I'm feeling stressed or anxious. We're going to hold the elbows or fold the arms. We're going to keep a nice soft bend into the knees and just allow the upper body to be completely heavy. So this has a calming effect on the mind. It slows down the thoughts in the mind. We don't think as much when our head is lower than the upper half of our body. And if you can, you're going to bring in a little bit of a swaying motion, and this helps to soothe the mind and the body as well. And with each exhale, just allowing yourself to grow heavy, letting any tension melt from the face, melt from the neck. And just take some nice deep breaths here, breathing into any tightness in the body, especially the hamstrings. If you wish to deepen the stretch, you're going to bend into your left knee as you straighten out your right leg. You can still keep that gentle movement going. Switching sides, bending into the right knee, straightening out that left leg. And slowly bringing the fingertips down, just heel toeing the feet to the edge of the mat. So your toes are going to turn out, your heels are in. Slowly sitting your hips back and down, elbows coming to the insides of the knees, palms together. We're finding our yogi squats, we're finding a deep stretch into the hips, into the lower body. On an inhale, just lengthen through the spine, drawing the chest towards the thumbs. And exhale, just relax the face. Notice if you're holding any tension there. Maybe the eyes closed and you're just going to breathe deeply in and out of the belly. Feeling it rising and falling, just relaxing into the hips with each exhale out. And then slowly from here, bringing the fingertips down, extending into the legs, turning the toes in, and coming down into child's pose from here. So your knees are at the edge of the mat, big toes are in towards each other. If you want a deeper stretch in child's pose, just widen the stance slightly. And then sliding the arms all the way forward, keeping it nice and active so your elbows are staying lifted. And again, just noticing how your body feels here. Notice how the hips feel, notice how the shoulders feel, and just use your exhale, use your breath to let go. Surrendering your body to your mat, to your practice, to each pose. You're staying with that deep abdominal breath, so just feel your belly rising and falling. And slowly on your next inhale, just coming through to your tabletop position. Tucking the toes underneath, drawing in an inhale. Just you exhale, extending back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to bring in any movements that feel good, so you can bend into your knees, let your hips move from side to side. From here, we're going to deepen that stretch into our hamstrings. So you're going to take your right toes to the back of your left heel. Using your right toes to draw that left heel towards the mat. Just notice whether that stretch deepens into that left hamstring, and maybe you can start to feel it into the calf muscle. Take some nice deep breaths here. Just getting a little deeper into the backs of those legs. And then slowly switching sides, left toes to the back of your right heel. Keep that chest melting back towards the legs, towards the thighs, so we're not starting to float shoulders over wrists. See if you can find that same deep stretch through the right leg and through the calf. Coming back to downward facing dog, slowly lowering your knees to the mat. So we're back in tabletop. We're going to step our right foot to the outside of the right hand. One of my favorite poses, especially when I'm feeling stressed, is a really deep hip flexor stretch. So I love doing lizard pose. You can stay up on the hands. You might want to make it down to the forearms. Maybe that right knee is starting to drop out to the side. You can hold still. I love to bring a little bit of movement in. So you can rock from side to side. Letting that right knee drop away slightly. Just take some nice deep breaths here. Enjoy this stretch. Let this stretch be the only thought that's in the mind. And then it's up to you. You can stay down here if you like. That's the great thing about yoga. It's all just choice and options as long as you're present and with the breath. So you can choose to take it into a quad stretch if that's what your body is feeling like. So reaching your right arm up. See if you can catch hold of that left foot. You can always catch hold, as always, I say, the bottom of your leggings or a sock, or grab your strap. It's really nice to spin the right shoulder back as you lift up the chest. Take it into a little bit of twist here as well. Take 3 deep breaths. Keep relaxing your left hip flexor forward and down. And then gently releasing. Coming all the way back to that tabletop. Maybe just shake your legs out and you're just switching sides. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Noticing how this side feels, and again, maybe you come down to the forearms. Maybe you stay on the hands. It's your choice, bringing that movement if that feels good. And maybe coming up to the forearms and finding that quad stretch if you did it on the right side. So left hand reaches back for the right foot. Chest spins open towards the ceiling. Keep drawing that left shoulder back whilst relaxing your hips forward. 3 breaths here. Keeping all of that awareness turned inwards. And then gently releasing. Just coming back to your tabletop position. Keeping the hips stacked over the knees. Another one of my favorite poses for stress is our puppy pose. So it's great to release stress from the upper body, which is where it tends to manifest into the shoulders and into the upper back. So your hips are going to stay stacked over your knees. Try and stay straight through the arms. So you want your elbows to be lifted. And you can either rest your forehead or lift and draw your chin and your chest down. Just holding here. With each exhale, let your upper body grow heavier. Let your chest melt towards the mat with each breath out. Slowly lifting up, walking the hands underneath the shoulders, just round through the spine on your exhale, and just let the let the hips, the shoulders move from side to side. We're going to come all the way down to seated with the legs out in front, so finding our staff pose. We're going to take a little spinal twist. So our right foot is going to come to the outside of the left thigh, right fingertips behind the back. You can either hug the right leg in with the left hand or hook your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. On an inhale, sit up a little taller. And on your exhale, just twisting your chest open towards the side. Do that as many times as you like, lengthening on an inhale and twisting into the exhale. Let's twist out any stress from the body. Anything that no longer serves us, let it go on that exhale. And slowly coming all the way back to center, your right knee is going to stack over your left knee, taking it into half shoelace. Either reach for the foot or take your hands underneath the back of the knees. On an inhale, straightening out the spine, drawing the shoulder blades down the back and opening the chest. Keeping that length through the spine as you exhale into your fold. Take some nice deep breaths here. We should be feeling it into that left hamstring. And slowly coming up on an inhale, taking it into a full shoelace pose. So draw your left foot to the outside of the right hip. So both of your knees are stacked on top of each other. And you want to try and keep both of your sitting bones down on the mat, the heels equal distance away from the hips. If this is enough, you can just stay here, sitting up nice and tall. Or maybe you gently rest the forearms onto the knees. Or you can fold. But as you fold, try not to let that right bum cheek lift off the mat, it'll want to. And you're just relaxing all the way down. Sometimes people feel it into the inner hips, but it should be into that right glute. Depending on where your body is storing that stress and that tension. Use your breath here. Use gravity, let the weight of your body do the work for you. And slowly coming up on an inhale. We're switching sides, so uncrossing the legs. Left foot coming to the outside of the right thigh. Left fingertips behind the back, and choose whether you're hugging in or whether you're hugging your right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Keeping that going as you stay with this pose, finding length with each inhale. Deepening on the exhale out. And slowly coming back to center, taking that left knee over the top of the right knee. Either reaching down for the foot or hand around the back of the knee. Inhale, lengthening. And exhaling to fold. Every time that mind wanders, just draw it back to the present moment. Back to the body, back to the breath. Slowly coming up on an inhale. We're going to take it into our full shoelace pose, our last pose before we come down onto our back. So draw that right foot up. So again, both of your sitting bones are staying down on the mat. You choose where you're taking this pose. And you're staying with the body, with the flow of breath. Staying nice and present and aware of all the different sensations that are arising for you. Gently coming up on an inhale. And then from here, you're just going to come down onto your back, hugging the knees in. Giving the back a little rock from side to side. We're going to find our happy baby pose. So arms are going to come through the insides of the legs. Find the outsides of the feet. Option to hold it here or extend those feet over the knees. You can take a little rock from side to side, or you can hold still. Just a nice little pose to do after doing our shoelace poses, so you can open up the hips a little bit. Let your face relax. Just notice how the back feels, notice how the inner hips feel. Take some nice deep breaths here, our final pose. And slowly bring the soles of the feet together, releasing the legs all the way down into our reclined butterfly pose. Hands just resting onto the belly. Let your body relax. Just knowing that for the next minute or so, there is nowhere else for you to be, nothing else for you to do, just time to allow both mind and body to rest in the present moment, in a place of peace. Just bring your awareness to the rise and the fall of the belly. Feel the hands lifting on an inhale and sinking down on the exhale. Relax deeper with every breath out, surrendering again to your Shavasana, surrendering again to this practice, to the mat, to the present moment exactly as it is right now. Every time the mind wanders, just draw it back to your breath. And slowly just checking in with the physical body. Notice if it's changed in any way through this practice. Noticing whether the energy in the body feels any more relaxed, calmer, hopefully a little more at peace. As you gently start to bring the knees together and rock them from side to side, just set a little intention to keep this energy with you, this calm yoga energy, this presence as you move from this practice, maybe into your evening, into your morning, wherever you are going from here. Let this energy follow you. Slowly hug the knees in, give the back a little rock from side to side. Just take your time to come back to seated. Bring the hands together at the heart center and take a moment to just thank yourself. Send yourself gratitude for choosing to press pause on your day, to take this time out and dedicate it to not just the physical body, but most importantly, your mind. Bow the head down to the heart. Namaste.